Greetings. Well, we want to make this short video to celebrate the ways the Lord has been working in and through our First Presbyterian Church family as we participate in the redemptive restoration of neighborhoods in our city and the nations of the world. The truth is that God is working, and He gives His people the privilege of participating in what He is doing. It's part of our identity. We're people called by God for the purposes of God, responding to the grace of God, seeking to live for the glory of God. In the Old Testament, it's Abraham's offspring that are called to be a blessing to the nations. The people of God are called priesthood of believers, that they might mediate the blessings of God to all the world. That God's people are called to be a light among all nations. And we do this through the light of the world, the person and the work of Jesus Christ, who calls us to Himself and continues to use us as His priesthood, mediating His blessings to the neighborhoods where He has placed us and the nations of the world as we participate in the redemptive restoration of His work. God's been working, and we see this in our Love 210 weekend. That weekend in February, we partnered with over 12 ministry partners in the city of San Antonio. We had over 270 covenant partners from our church come. The lunch celebration on Saturday at the conclusion of our service, we had over 500 people, literally hundreds of our neighbors, our homeless neighbors and under-resourced neighbors joined us. They were able to come for haircuts, and they were able to come for showers. They were able to come and have some of the best barbecue that they could possibly have, cooked by our ministry partners at FBI. But most importantly, our under-resourced and homeless neighbors were welcomed around tables where they feasted on food, but also were introduced to the person and the work of Jesus Christ. Our ministry partnership with FBI has transformed our traditional loaves and fishes ministry. Our congregation is learning what it means to faithfully love our homeless and under-resourced neighbors as we more holistically serve them. Now they're able to enter into discipleship classes and even transitional housing if they want to turn their lives around through the work of Jesus. And the sky's the limit. What God is calling this ministry to is only beginning, and it's exciting. Beyond our ministry partners in San Antonio, our congregation also has ministry partners around the world. One of them is the Yucatan Peninsula Mission, and that's headed up by Willen and Early. And in February, 10 of our covenant partners went and participated in what God is doing in the Yucatan Peninsula, and then they brought back stories that revived and encouraged us. They were able to participate in helping build the school, speaking to students, and even loving on the children of the community in ways that pointed them to the love and truth of Jesus Christ. Our ministry partners are an essential part of local and global missions for our congregation. They always have been. One ministry partnership that highlights this is Habitat for Humanity. In 1976, Habitat for Humanity went out of Atlanta for the first time where they're headquartered, and they came to another city. They came to San Antonio. Why? Because members of our congregation wanted to participate in God's redemptive restoration through Habitat for Humanity. That partnership has lasted for decades, and in May, we were able to celebrate Project 300. Our congregation, after worship, helped work together with members of the U.S. Army, and we framed 5 houses that will be used to be homes for families with children who need housing and protection. What an opportunity, and what fruit that comes from intentional partnerships. As we move forward as a church, we're going to continue to invest intentionally with ministry partners, locally in our neighborhoods and globally among the nations of the world, because we want to respond to the grace of God shown through Christ, through serving the purposes of God in our city and around the world. God is working, and He is raising up laborers that will use their gifts, use their talents, and use their passions to bring about the redemptive restoration that God is working in our neighborhoods and among the nations. And we hope what God has done in 2018 already in us and through us will excite us and energize to move forward as we get to partner with the Lord and be used by Him in His work in this city, in our neighborhoods, and around the world in the nations. Thank you. May the Lord bless you and keep you.